Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, it's Crown Talk time with Burgundy. I'm your host, Burgundy Mallory. Wow, I can't believe that summer is coming to an end. I hope all of my listeners have had a remarkable summer. Congratulations to all the national, state, and local title holders that were recently crowned in May, June, and July. Congratulations again. Get news, ladies and gentlemen. Crown Talk with Burgundy's official magazine, issue number 1, was officially digitally published today. To view the magazine, please visit Facebook page, Burgundy Mallory, or Instagram page, Crown Talk with Burgundy. I'm very excited that the magazine finally came out and you all can experience the magic with us. Tonight on the show, we will have special guest Charlene Rhinehart, Ms. Corporate America. We will also hit on the subject of why should title holders conduct themselves in a professional manner, and how title holders can empower their peers, and also many other subjects we will hit on. During the show, if you would like to ask our guest speaker or me any questions, you can email your questions to crowntalkwithburgundy, BYRGUNDY, @gmail.com, or call 917-889-8863. Remember, if you missed any of the episodes, you can visit our website at crowntalkwithbyrgu.com/CTWB or Crown Talk with Burgundy. From cheerleading on to the Chicago Mustangs Football to helping corporate leaders achieve their speaking goals, Charlene knows what it takes to bring out the best in you. She also has the credibility to walk you through the process. By the age of 3 industry certification, obtain a Zumba instructor certification, and earn the title of Distinguished Toastmaster. Charlene Rhinehart is a graduate of DePaul University, where she studied accounting and finance with a minor in community service studies. She is a certified public accountant, certified fraud examiner, and a project manager professional. On March 7th, Charlene was crowned Miss Corporate America 2015 in Orlando, Florida. During her year of service, she will be responsible for conducting professional workshops, doing national radio, television broadcasters, and attending seminars and speaking to audiences about her platform of diversity in business. Welcome, Charlene. How are you?
Hi, Burgundy. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am fantastic, and I'm so happy that you were on the show today.
I'm honored to be on your show. I'm very impressed by everything you have accomplished and what you are doing to empower women. I just think it's absolutely amazing, and more women need to follow this model. So kudos to you.
Well, thank you. Well, you're one of my inspirations. Listeners, when I read her bio and all of her accomplishments, it was amazing to see what all she has done by the age of 23 and then by the age of 26, and I definitely look up to you for that. But we're going to get into some big questions. And the first question, the listeners are dying to find out, what is your take on title holders not conducting themselves in a professional manner, whether it's at an appearance or on social media, and et cetera? The list can go on.
Well, that's a good question, Burgundy. As a title holder, you really have to think about what you signed up for. Many women have trained for years in order to become a title holder, but what does that really mean? It means you signed up for a job. It means you signed up to not only be a role model, but to be a brand ambassador for an organization. So the things that you would do on your own by yourself may not be the same things that you can do as a title holder. As a title holder, you immediately become an inspiration to hundreds of young girls and women who aspire to follow their dreams just like you. So I do believe you should conduct yourself professionally everywhere you go, because people are always watching you. And believe it or not, they're not only watching you, but it reflects on the organization. So if they see you doing something that's against the organizational standards, they'll immediately apply it back to that organization, and they want to be a part of that pageant system or whatever organization you are representing. So you always want to conduct yourself as if you are being watched, because you are, and you want young girls to constantly look up to you as an inspiration. We already have enough negative attention in the media, so why should you contribute to that? You were chosen for a reason, so let that reason shine everywhere you go.
Indeed, indeed. You pretty much took all the words out of my mouth, but I definitely agree with you. Like, you can't post all these different pictures that you would take on your own spare time on your social medias, because just general, the public is looking. They are looking at that. They're looking to see what are you doing on a daily basis, or should my daughter be looking at you do this, because I don't want my daughter to grow up like this. So you're an ambassador for young females, young males, because they will be the ones taking care of you. So you don't want them to grow up doing what you might have done and you wish you never done. So remember, everyone is watching you at all times. So try not to do things that you wouldn't want your little cousins or your brothers or sisters to do. So really look deep down into that. Well, we have a question from Little Rock, Arkansas. In your bio on Blog Talk Radio, it mentioned that you are a distinguished Toastmaker. Could you please explain what Toastmaster is and how I can get involved? And you know what? I'm so glad they asked that, because I wanted to know what Toastmaster was.
Definitely. So on the bio, it says that I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. And what that means is I'm a Toastaholic. I'm obsessed with Toastmasters. And Toastmasters is a public speaking and leadership organization. So often we may give a speech in front of an audience, but how many times do you receive an evaluation for the speech you just delivered? Hardly ever. Well, in Toastmasters, you have a chance to give a speech and also receive immediate feedback within 15 minutes, which is awesome because you can apply that and use it to grow to the next level. I became a Toastmaster in 2010 when I signed up for my first pageant. I wanted to become more comfortable speaking extemporaneously because I had no idea what type of questions they would give me. I didn't want to be like one of those girls on TV who couldn't respond to the questions and the public just ridiculed her. So I didn't want that to be me, so I made sure I brushed up on different topics, and I had Toastmasters help prepare me. So we would have sessions where they would give me table topics for 20 minutes, and I would speak for 1 to 2 minutes on each topic. Now, in order to be a distinguished Toastmaster, you have to complete over 40 speeches within the manuals that we have, and then you take on leadership roles. So I served as an area governor. Area governor is someone who manages 4 to 6 clubs and makes sure that those individuals achieve their speaking and leadership goals. And then I became a division governor where I managed 40 clubs in the downtown area, which was a tall task for someone who was the youngest person on the team. I worked with 7 area governors, but I was 25. I was new to leadership. I was young. And so I had to learn how to work with people with different personalities and with more experience than I had. They were lawyers, CPAs, motivational speakers. And so my goal was to really hone in on what I was good at and how I could contribute to the larger team and make everybody feel valued.
Wow, that's incredible. I definitely think it's amazing how they can give you feedback with your public speaking, because sometimes you don't get that when you just go to a public speaking event or you're just out talking. Most people are like, wow, that was amazing, but you can always grow every time you're out public speaking. You can learn from what you did wrong, maybe that you thought you did right. But I think that Toastmasters is wonderful. Is there any way that maybe our listeners or I could get involved with Toastmasters?
You sure can. Believe it or not, if you're in Illinois, there are over 200 Toastmaster clubs, almost one on every block downtown. But in the world, there are over 100,000 Toastmaster clubs. So in order to find a club that's
goodness.
closest to you, yes, you're in Toastmasters heaven. There is a club for you. So if you want to locate a club near you, you can go to www.toastmasters.org, TOASTERS.org.
Well, you all heard that, so there's an opportunity for my listeners. You can go to www.toastmasters.org and sign up for one of those events. And if you want to learn how to be a public speaker, they have people there, individuals to help you out. And if you feel that you're ready to take that next leap and step, go on and go out there and go for the Toastmasters. So that is wonderful. Next to our next question, I want to know a little bit more about your platform, Diversity in Business and Women's Empowerment. Please tell us about that.
Yeah, so my platform is Diversity in Business, and one of my coaches helped me to discover this is my platform because she noticed this is something I was very passionate about. And I spent most of my free time working with diverse individuals such as Hispanics, Asians, African Americans. I would be in these organizations and I would try to help them gain access to corporate opportunities. The reason that this meant so much to me is because I was always told that I'm not a traditional CPA. When I tell people I'm a CPA, they are immediately shocked, especially when I have the crown on my head, because they don't think that you can be intelligent and also be a pageant queen at the same time. So I really tried to demystify those stereotypes and let them know that, yes, you can be a CPA or whatever you want and still pursue your dreams. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And so when it comes to diversity in business, it means that you can be accepted by bringing who you are to work. You don't have to fit into a mold in order to be successful at work. And so I work with individuals and corporations in order to embrace diversity in the workplace and embrace inclusion. Inclusion is really the key word, because if organizations are not intentionally being inclusive, then they're unintentionally being exclusive. So how do you bring everybody to the table and make them feel comfortable and valued and respected so that they can perform at a higher rate?
And to tag on to that, and you pretty much did already answer my next question, but what are the tips that you can tell our title holders or our listeners that how they can empower their peers in life and in the professional business industry?
You definitely have to walk the walk. That's where it starts. And I give speeches about diversity in business starts with you. You shouldn't have to suppress your differences in order to be accepted. You shouldn't have to think like somebody else. People should respect you for the differences of perspectives and opinions that you bring to the table. So you empower people by you stepping up to the plate and being a model for that, but also speaking on behalf of individuals who may not have the voice or access to those opportunities. So I'm involved in NABA, which is the National Association of Black Accountants, and I go to schools and teach younger students about what it takes to navigate the corporate environment and how you can position yourself for success beyond college. That's how we empower other people to be successful, by us going out there, serving a cause that represents and inspiring other people to do the same.
Yes, and that's our jobs. Just as an individual, you should want to help your peers and help them, tell them that they can go out there and empower them to be the best that they can be. So definitely that's just in any industry, pageant industry, sports industry, business industry. You have the power. Remember, you're never too young to be a role model. Whether you are 5 years old to 85 years old, you can go out there and tell anybody that they're never too young to be a role model and empower them to be the best that they can be to their ability. Well, listeners, remember, keep the questions coming from Miss Corporate America. If you are just now tuning in, you can email your questions to crowntalkwithburgundy@gmail.com. We are still on the air with Miss Corporate America 2015, Charlene Rhinehart. Well, Charlene, we're so excited that we've had you on the show today. A few more questions coming in. The next question is from Middletown, Delaware. What has been your most memorable moment being a part of the pageant family?
I've had a lot of great moments. I would say my most memorable moment was going to the Metro Achievement Center last month. One of my mentors, Joan Moore, she recommended that I speak to 7th and 8th grade girls about character building. And so I spoke to them about understanding their value, realizing that no matter what has happened to you or what your background is, where you came from, you still are valuable. And so after I finished the speech, a young girl came to me and she was like, "Oh, are you a princess? I want to be a princess too. I am valuable." And that just warmed my heart because it made me realize everything I'm doing is going beyond me. It's going beyond the crown and sash that I hold, but it's actually making an impact in the lives of younger girls and giving them a greater vision of what they can become. Those moments are really valuable to me and really inspire me to keep going.
That's amazing. I do think that building character, all part of the process of growing up. And for young girls to come up and they're like, "You're a princess," that's amazing. And to see their smiles when you talk to them and see their eyes glisten, and they're like, "I want to be that one day," it's amazing how you can impact just one little girl to 1,000 little girls and little boys.
Definitely.
Our next question is from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And she said, "What is your advice to young adults that want to become entrepreneurs?" Which we all know that she is an entrepreneur of her own self.
Yeah, so I was in corporate America for 7 years, or for 10 years actually, but full-time for 7 years. So I've lived the corporate lifestyle longer than entrepreneur lifestyle. But one thing I would recommend is to always position yourself for that next level. So if you are in corporate America right now, you have to start training your mind to think like an entrepreneur. That means hanging around entrepreneurs, associate yourself with entrepreneurs so that you can understand the lingo and what their lives are like. You also have to make sure that you are getting the training that you need in order to be an entrepreneur. I didn't realize how much training goes into it. I just started my LLC, CEO Unlimited, and there's a lot of legal things that go into trademark and establishing your business. There's a lot. So it was good to really have a deep dive in that. And luckily, I'm an accountant. I'm a CPA, and I have friends who are accountants. So they were able to help me navigate that process. But make sure you understand what you're getting to before you make that dive. Last but not least, it takes money. So make sure that you are aware of the money that it requires to start your venture and that you have support, because you may not have the money, but make sure that you have supportive friends who would be willing to loan you money in order to invest in your dream. So make sure that you set yourself up financially for that task ahead.
And to add on to the financial part, you can write grants. There are grants out there that will help you if you want to become an entrepreneur or start your own business. They do have grants. As she said, you have to make sure that you see the financial side of things as well, because you have to be able to put out the money to have your own business and be able to go through the legal aspects of things. So that was a good point that you made.
You are right, and especially if you are a woman in business, you need to do your research. There are so many grants for women in business because they want to build more women entrepreneurs. So there's money on the table. Don't leave it sitting on the table. See how you can use what your business goals are in order to grab some of that money that's waiting on you.
And research is one of the other key things. Research what you're getting into. That goes with anything in life. Research what you're going into before you put yourself in that position, because it may not be what you want, and it may not be what you can handle, even though we know you can handle it, but you'll be very surprised if you don't research what you're getting yourself into. So those are some key points to remember, listeners, about becoming an entrepreneur. Well, we know that you were a Chicago Mustangs dancer, and now you teach dance fitness at various corporations in the realm of your communities, and you are a Zumba instructor. Could you please give us some advice about staying fit, how we can stay fit and keep our bodies in shape. Even though summer's over, we still keep our bodies in shape.
Yes, and that can be tough. We all have competing priorities. There's so much going on. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day. They just said they could not find enough time. So what do? And you have to be strategic and you have to know you. So I don't go to the gym as often as I would like. I hardly ever go to the gym, to be honest. But what I do is I would have squat and ab challenges. So I don't know how many of you have heard of the 30-day ab challenge. And all it requires is you to take 5 minutes out of your day and maybe do 10 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, and 30 crunches, and you're finished for the morning. Starting you off, and you need to build up your mental capabilities in order to be physically fit. So you start off small, and if you keep doing it every day, you'll be able to build up, and pretty soon you'll be able to run, go to the gym, or achieve that larger fitness goal that you have. I noticed that I like to have fun when I'm exercising. So that's why I became a Zumba instructor, because I get to exercise and also get paid for it.
Same here.
So what better way to stay fit? Yes. And I noticed that you were a dancer as well. You have a strong dance background, so you can definitely always use that to your advantage.
Yes, I'm one of those girls that I do like going to the gym, but I like rather doing the sports. I like to go out and play basketball and coach my basketball teams and different things, and go dance, go tumbling at the tumbling gym, or go cheer. I like doing sports as my fitness. So you don't have to go out to the gym if you don't want to and lift weights or do squats and all that. But if you want to, you can, because everybody has a different way of staying fit. So I think dancing's the best way, because you can have fun with it.
Exactly. Who doesn't love to have fun?
Yes. Well, we have one last quick question for you from Marietta, Georgia. She says, "Hello, Ms. Rhinehart. You have many organizations that you are part of and contribute. How do you manage all your organizations, fitness, sleep, and etc.? I think it's awesome, and you are an achiever of excellence in my household."
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate your kind words. And I cannot do it alone. That's what I must stress. I have a team of people helping me in all areas of my life in order to make it happen. So beyond having a team of people, you have to be organized. I keep a planner with me at all times. So I have a planner on my phone. I have a planner where I manually scratch stuff off and highlight in yellow every time a goal is accomplished, which really makes me happy, and it helps me to achieve more, or it motivates me to do more, because I know that I'm accomplishing goals. So you really have to be organized. I definitely plan ahead of time. So right now I'm planning for next year in 2017. Now some people think that's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness, is that far ahead?
In order to maintain my sanity, I have to plan out things in advance, and it requires 2 years. You gotta do. Exactly. And so right now, because I have 2 years to achieve a certain goal, I can take it slow. It doesn't have to be fast. I don't have to do everything at once, but I'm taking small steps in order to achieve each larger goal that I have. I actually wanted to compete in the Miss Corporate America pageant 4 years ago. So some people may think, oh, you competed and you just won your first time. I've been stalking this pageant system for the last 4 years. So I know what previous title holders had been doing. I knew what type of queen they were looking for. I just did my research, and it gave me 4 years to really think about it and prepare myself for that position I wanted to take on. So I always say, make sure you have a team of people by you who are willing to hold you accountable and help you to achieve the goals you set for yourself. And then you have to be the CEO of you and be accountable to you. Most times we are not accountable to the goals that we set, but if a CEO of a corporation asks us to do something, we would jump and do it. We need to take that same see when it comes to ourselves. And so if you do that, if you put yourself high on your priority list, you will accomplish the goals that you've set for yourself, and then you'll have more time to help other people and invest in your community.
Well, Charlene, it was wonderful talking to you tonight, and we definitely covered a broad range of topics tonight, and I definitely learned a lot from you, and I know our listeners have tonight as well.
It was such a pleasure talking to you, Burgundy. Like I said in the beginning, I really love what you're doing, so please keep inspiring other women through your radio shows and your magazines. Awesome job.
Well, thank you so much, and we're so happy that we had you on the show today. And also, everybody, really quick, I wanted to tell Charlene, congratulations for being featured on Essence Magazine for obtaining over $100,000 in scholarships, internships, and fellowships financed for her college education. So congratulations on that. That's a big accomplishment.
So much.
Well, we will talk to you later, and you have a wonderful night.
Have a good night.
If you are interested in becoming the next Miss Corporate America 2016, please visit www.misscorporateamerica.com. They do have the divisions of Ms. and Mrs. Corporate America, Miss Corporate America Teen, and Mompreneur. Their nationals will be held March 3rd through the 5th, 2016 at Renaissance Orlando at SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida. We do have a new tab on our website. It's the internship tab. You may go on our website if you want to participate on the Crown Talk podcast. You may email us at crowntalkwithburgundy@gmail.com with your name, title, or a title, headshot, fun photo, and a biography about yourself. We look forward to hearing from you. Well, Crown Talk listeners, we have reached the end of our show. Don't forget to tune in live on August 31st, 2015 with Miss Tri-County Alyssa Musto, discussing music education and so much more. Again, we'd like to give a warm and humble thank you to Charlene Rhinehart, Miss Corporate America 2015. We really did learn a lot from her, from going through fitness to being an entrepreneur and learning some key tips that we need to know on our daily life and basis. And I think I'm going to be like her and plan for next year already because she's got it going on, everyone. Don't forget to follow our social media sites, Twitter at Crown Talk with BY, Instagram at Crown Talk with Burgundy, BYRGUNDY, Facebook, Burgundy Mallory. I hope you all enjoyed the show tonight, listeners, and remember, you're never too young to be a role model.